Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Tech Nook. I'm Gabby,
I'm James.
and we're going to talk to you today about green screen.
Yay.
Yay.
I like the green screen.
Yeah,
I
I
have
am
one
just,
right behind me.
yes, yeah, James is prepared. I am not.
We're
I
going to be doing
am,
some live examples today
yes,
or
yeah.
pre-recorded examples. But what's a green screen, Gabby?
A green screen is a screen that is green, and you can use it to film people or things or objects and add different backgrounds behind those things.
That's pretty accurate. Do you know how it works?
I don't know the technical terms for it. I just know that you film something and there's green in the background, and then you put it in your editor, and then you put something that replaces the green.
Yeah,
Is that it?
I think so. I mean, none of us went to school for this. So like we're all learning this as we're doing it and watching lots of YouTube videos. The way I like to think about it is like the computer looks at anything that's green and makes it invisible.
That's yes.
And then if you compare it to collaging, like when you cut out paper and magazines and you cut things out and then you paste them and layer them onto your canvas, which is what I think is a good way to conceptualize like the layers of your video tracks.
Oh,
Whatever is the toppest, and anything that's green gets cut out, so that you
yes.
see what's below it. Keying would make anything here green disappear, but in the shot you've got all this other stuff that's like not green, that would still be there. So then you would also do masking, which is basically then your scissors cutting around what you don't need, and then all of that other stuff gets put away. So combining those two techniques is a good way to say, I want just this guitar.
Yes.
Tiny, tiny guitar. I have a couple quick examples of some green screen things that I've done.
Yeah, show us, James.
So I'm going to show you. Here's one, and done with a resident.
Aw.
Yeah, so we green screened her, and she acted and directed, and she even helped with the editing with one of the toy hacked mouse computer mice.
Mice.
And so she wanted to go into Frozen, and so a great thing that green screening can do is put you into videos. So here is a quick little snippet of it.
Why, but I've always loved the idea of summer and sun and all things hot.
Really? I'm guessing you don't have much experience with heat.
Nope. But sometimes I like to close my eyes and imagine what it'd be like when summer does come. Bees will buzz, kids will blow dandelion fuzz, and I'll be doing whatever snow does in summer.
So that's what you could do with the person editing. You could do with a person and green screening them into something. Another thing we did was we made I can't show you the actual video, but I can show you the behind the scenes, which I think is also helpful. Set up, we did our own version of Toy Story, where we green screened toys, and then we green screened everybody's heads and put them on the toys.
Oh
and
my
then
god.
put them into a neighborhood. So it was a really intense project because there was a lot of green screening, but it was really fun. So here is our speech therapist actress. We are green screening her head.
Thanks, Ollie. Oh, nice.
This is great.
I haven't had a go
Covered
about
head
this.
to toe
This may
green.
not work, but if it doesn't, it's okay.
That's awesome.
And then the other behind the scenes is we had to green screen puppets, which this looks insanely creepy because we basically blindfolded the toys and did some marionette style puppetry, which was actually really, really fun. If you can get, past the creepiness of that. But the kids actually helped a lot with the puppeteering, which is really fun. It is a great way to get some of the kids that didn't have photo consent involved in the process.
Mm.
There's a lot of behind the scenes things that can go on. So here is, just some puppetry. That's all. That's like that. So there's a lot of setup that goes into it. And of course, there's always the army men, which can involve just somebody dressing up in a green suit.
Oh my gosh.
A blue suit on a green screen. So then I green screened out the green, and then I turned the blue into green to make army men.
Wow.
Yes.
You are recording.
So sometimes these things look really funny.
Yes, they do. Yeah. Yeah. When I recently started using green screen with the villagers residents. I recently started using green screen with the residents that I work with, and when I first introduced it to them, they were like, "Wait, so we're just in front of a green thing?" Like they were so confused. Like, how is this going to turn into a video? And then after a while, they were like, "Oh, now this makes sense." And now they can't get enough of it. They love dancing in front of the green screen.
You can do things and be places that you couldn't before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really great way to even if you have people that don't want to be actors but like want to do the puppeteering, or it was a way I got about halfway through this project and it just kind of fizzled out. This other project, we were taking the book Dragons Love Tacos, and we turned it into a puppet show basically. And so for example, we took, and this one here. So just putting puppets in front of the green screen and acting it out. So a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of prep, and then you act.
Nice.
If you don't want to be on camera too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool examples, James.
Thanks. I was trying not to just show finished products, but some of the behind the scenes things. I think conceptualizing what to do with it can help then, or how it looks can help somebody decide what they want to do clinically with it.
I have just started using green screen, and I figured out that iMovie itself, the app, has a way to, let me share my screen. I figured out that iMovie has a way to do green screen, which is pretty cool on the app. All right, you see that?
Whoa. I'm
Cool.
for the iPad.
Yeah. So this is iMovie on an iPad, and we are going to dance to some Rick Astley today.
Nice.
Because that's what my residents want to do. So
I love it.
So I click add. All right. So. All right. So yeah, my residents are remaking Never Gonna Give You Up, which is really funny. So here's me on our, so I'm gonna add myself onto it. And this is me with our poster board wall that we have. So I find the clip and I click it. And instead of clicking the add button with the circle on it, you click the 3 buttons on the right. And then you have all these options. So you can do cutaway, picture-in-picture, split screen, green, blue screen, audio only. So I'm going to do green and blue screen. So there's me on top. Oh, and it automatically did it. Hold on.
Yes.
No, I'm supposed to show you. Reset. Reset. There you go. Okay, so now it's added, and you see tap a color to make it transparent on the top. If you can, I don't know if you can see it. There's me. Okay, tap a color to make it transparent. So I just did it. I tapped it. Let's do it again. Tap a color, tap it, made it transparent. All right. And
So the screen doesn't have to be green.
no, it doesn't. It could be blue. It could be whatever. The only bad thing about this is that iMovie doesn't let you move the person like on the app. It does on the desktop, but for some reason on the app it won't let you.
What about the box with the dots in the corners?
The box with this just if you're like you know how you were in your office.
Oh,
like,
the masking.
Yeah, it's the masking. It does that, but it doesn't do. Yeah, and then you can play with like the strength of it. So, yeah. So unfortunately, that's the issue with the app, but it allows you to do it. Hold on, I masked too much in my head.
Ah.
There you go. All right.
We're no strangers to love.
All right, that's my horrible dancing. Oh wait.
You know the rules, and so do I.
There you go. Let me unshare that. So that's it. And so you can do stop mirroring. And so if you have your iPad in session, I mean, it's really easy to just have like some videos already saved, like some stock footage or whatever music video they want to do.
So on YouTube, there are free like green screen effects that you can download too. So like the video production or productioncrate.com website lets you download effects, but on YouTube, there's plenty of other kinds of things you might want to just, if you just type in like green screen effects, it'll give you a whole list of things like lava for turning your floor into lava. Or, you know, other
or like
characters.
a disco ball, like with
Yeah.
the lights coming down. Yeah.
So lots of things you can find on YouTube to download. And if you just Google how to download YouTube videos, you can then just put in that YouTube link of like the green screen thing to download to use in your video.
Yeah. Yeah. And then if the people who made those videos ask for credit, like this person made this green screen background, you should put that in your description if you're posting it online. Or like somewhere on the bottom. Yeah.
Give credit where credit is due.
Yes, definitely. Because this stuff is not easy. All right. So I'm going to show you how to do that same video thing that I did on my iPad, except with a Windows program because my facility has Windows, and then I also have Windows. So this is a program called VSDC Video Editor. Like we learned in Final Cut, you need to add layers, right? So you're gonna go, there's a couple ways to do that. So you can go to add object right here. And you can find video. Or you can go right here to the left and find the little play button, and that's also a video. So you click add video, and then here's a bunch of videos. So here's Rick Astley, like we had earlier. And it's gonna ask where do you want to start it. So from cursor position, which is the beginning. Click OK. Oh, that's not the beginning. Oh gosh.
You rickrolled yourself there.
All right. And then you're gonna add me. So you're gonna click add video again. And I'm gonna add myself. Add myself there. Whoa, okay.
You're sideways.
I know, I'm sideways. Hold on. All right. Okay, so I have to rotate myself because I'm sideways. So you're gonna go up here to the top, and there's little rotate buttons. So I'm gonna rotate this way. I'm also gonna make myself smaller. So I'm gonna click that. Let me drag myself real quick. Gosh. There you go. And then I also need to crop myself. Oh my God. Let me start over. Okay, hold on. Windows programs kind of suck. Gosh. All right. Scene. All right. So I'm sideways. So I'm going to fix that in a second. But before we do that, we need to crop the roof and then the where my feet are, which is why it's great to have an actual green screen and you can have green on the bottom. So I'm going to click the crop button, which is right here. Crop myself. I think this program allows you to mask, but I don't know how to do that yet. So, oh God, this is, sorry. There you go. All right. Crop.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I don't have any feet right now, but that's okay. Then I'm going to rotate it. All right. And then I'm going to make it smaller. Where is it? There you go.
Finding that sweet spot is always hard.
Always the worst. All right. There you go. Okay. Now there I am. And then I can move myself around. So I'm going to put myself to the side. And then in order to key it, you're going to go to Video Effects, top left. Go to Transparency. And then Background Remover. And on the right, where's my properties? Where did it go? Oh. There you go. All right. So once I click background remover, this properties window shows up and you've got the key thing right here.
You can choose what color.
Choose what color. So I'm going to choose this one. And to, what's the word again for like, oh, for the edges? What is the word again? I don't know.
It's like fade or feather.
Yeah. So over here where it says minimum brightness, chromaticity, you kind of just mess with the numbers and try to fix it. There you go. Oh no, but now half of my arm's gone. I don't know. All right, we're just gonna leave it like that for now. You get the gist. All right, so let's play. All right, so that's it. That's how it works.
Nice. And this one's free, right?
Yeah, this one's free.
Nice.
And then you can also get the premium that has even more stuff and like is easier to navigate. But that's what I've been using for a long time whenever I'm using a PC to edit stuff.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Free is always good.
Yeah, it's free.
I used to do Adobe Premiere, but that was just getting so expensive at work.
Yeah, it's really expensive.
I've been using Final Cut for 7-8 years. I forget, but we only paid for it once.
Wow. Yeah. There's also other apps that I've been trying to use or just like testing out, but I don't feel comfortable enough to show it yet. But there's an app called VScope Live, and it's like in time live green screen, but it's kind of hard to set up. And then there's another one called ChromaVid, and then another one called Do Ink, both of which I haven't tried yet, but hopefully I will soon. Yeah.
It's fun. There's always like fun like ways to get around certain things. Like we to make the green screen work, like with the Toy Story one with the puppets, using green string to do the puppetry. We've also done like painting your arm green, and to do for like a bigger puppet, so the arm is gone. The green suit is also, or the blue suit is also, and really, really fun and helpful. It's hilarious to see people put it on.
That also brings up, so when you are filming with people, make sure that they're not wearing the same color as your background. Unless you're going for that, like with the Toy Story thing. But we were filming last week, and someone had a green shirt on, and I was like, "You need to go change. Thank you."
Have like a spare smock or
Yeah.
sweatshirt laying around to cover them up.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's green screen. Why is it therapeutically beneficial? We've kind of already covered some of that, but just as a more concise thing.
I mean, it's a great way for it's a great creative outlet. I think that lets one's imagination take away a lot of barriers to your imagination. So I guess it's like akin in GarageBand to having lots of digital instruments at your disposal to play. I think with the green screen, it gives you, it can take a video to another level of letting you go places where you can't normally go, or maybe let you go where you normally can go, but can't right now for some reason.
Yeah, definitely. And I think especially during, social distancing, with people not being able to go where they usually go, or people who usually visit not being able to visit, I think it helps bring a sense of connection to that place or those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also I think with putting yourself on, like if you want to put your head on a toy, or changing the size of you, I think it can say a lot too, because, say somebody chose to manipulate themselves in a way that's different than their actual body, it can say a lot. Maybe on the screen they've made them really big, and maybe they didn't realize how big they made themselves, or really small. And you could say, I think it can be a door to opening really good questions, like, wow, like I see you made yourself really big, asking open-ended questions. Tell me more about, how, why your character, or why you're animating yourself so large or so small, or and compared to Gabby, you are tiny. Or I think it can say a lot to maybe how somebody's doing on the inside.
Definitely.
Process. I think as therapists, music therapists, musically we look at that a lot, and I think that visually, and then even through the creation, if it's a music video or not, I think those same sorts of questions can come out through the production choices. Right. I think if anybody watching is confused about the process, or if we went too quickly or didn't explain well enough, like the shortcuts, I use a lot of shortcuts, or what different menus mean. There's a lot of other YouTube videos out there about like basics of Final Cut or basics of iMovie and other things. Those are all, I think, have been our resources all along.
Yes, definitely.
I will post a link. Ding. Of a few people that I follow on YouTube to get ideas from and inspiration, and just ask, how do you do things like that? So they're right here, and probably in the description below, or some other.
Yeah, and you can also feel free to ask us too. I mean, that's the point of the Tech Nook, to learn from each other. I've honestly learned a lot from James, even in this hour of recording. So yeah, we're definitely here for any questions that you might have about green screen and any other things to do with the programs that we've been using.
We're open to other ideas too of how to do things.
Yes, definitely. All right.
Well, thank you, Gabby.
Thank you, James.
You're welcome. Okay, bye.
Bye.